Recorded phone call. I just broadcasted it, bundled up with another call I had earlier today, but I think this call by itself earns its own video. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. It is basically an interaction that is very typical with a client. So they called me randomly because of her issues. So I'm just going to play it, and then I'll go through details that are valuable. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to play it, and I'll give you the details both in the notes and at the end of the video. It's a 21 and a half, it's almost a 22-minute conversation. This customer was inquiring about repairing versus replacing her laptop computer. Here we go.
This call is being recorded. If you do not wish to be recorded, please disconnect at this time.
Hi, this is Chris.
Hi, Chris. This is Jesse. I've been going through some problem with my laptop. After a Windows update, my laptop stopped doing shutdown. Every time I hit shutdown, it would just restart. So I did a recovery back to December 15th, and I did it on Monday night, and then the company just starts when I turn it on back. Yeah, the recovery, restore back to December 15th, cause the computer becomes like, it seems like it couldn't restore to December 15th, and then it starts showing automatic repair over and over and over. And I tried to reset it, all kinds of things. I just couldn't because they said they couldn't find my administrative account, but I think I remember I have one. So I don't know why it couldn't find my administrative account. So without signing my administrative account, they couldn't do anything for me. They even couldn't keep my files inside the laptop, or even remove everything wouldn't work either, I guess.
Yeah, I'm guessing this machine is more than 2 years old. It's a few years old at least.
Sorry.
How old is the computer?
Sorry, what did you say?
How old is the computer?
I think 2015.
Yeah, all right. So it's got a few years on it.
New year.
All right. Basically, if you want to talk in person for free for a few minutes, that's fine. But what my guess is that your hard drive is starting to fail.
Oh, hard drive starting to fail.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any way I can get my hard drive, whatever I store in hard drive out, because I have some important data there?
Well, maybe. I can make an attempt, but I can't promise, because that is the failed part. I can make an attempt at getting it, and if the machine was built in 2015, that means it's 6 or 7 years old at this point, which means it might make sense just to put money into a new machine. But also, I could make that attempt at getting your data off of that drive and onto your new machine. Do you have the budget to replace the machine?
Sorry. Yeah, budget. Yeah, to buy a new machine.
Yeah, because if the machine is more than 6 or 7 years old, I'd probably recommend putting the efforts into a new machine.
Okay, and another
versus
thing
fixing
is,
it. Go ahead.
Also, if I need your help to get whatever in the hard drive out, you think how much it will cost me?
Well, if I charge you a flat rate of $150 to set up the new computer, that would include getting the data off of the old machine. But I can't promise success because that's the part that's failing.
That's the part failing?
Yeah, the part that's failing is where all your stuff is.
Oh, okay. If I try to do what do they call? So you think this even use a USB to restore it? It wouldn't work either.
Well, your hard drive your restore sits on the failing drive. That's the issue. So your restore is not going to be able to restore anything if the drive, both where your stuff is and where that the restore partition is failing. Then we're not going to be able to restore it properly. In order to fix that machine, you can replace the hard drive, but if I charge you to fix or replace that hard drive, you're in the cost for labor plus a hard drive, which is a big percentage of a replacement computer. That's my point. After 5 or 6 years, I'd recommend replacing the machine.
Oh, okay. 5 to 6 years.
And if you want to have this conversation in person, that's fine. I don't charge you for 5 or 10 minute conversations in person. That way I can get a little bit better view of how it's behaving. but your description is fairly detailed. So I think I have a fairly confident idea about your hard drive as being failed or failing.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, okay. So, even I use the USB to bring it back or something to bring it back, do you think, well, Windows Recovery CD, it wouldn't help that much? I think
No,
it
no, you
would
gotta,
be better I just buy a new one.
I think so. I mean, technically we can replace the part that's failing, but that's a big, with labor and parts, that's a big percentage of a new computer. I mean, yeah, I mean, I would recommend spending $500 or $600 on a replacement computer. So if you paid me $150 labor plus another $100 for the part, that's at least 20 or 30% of the cost of a replacement computer.
$150
labor. I mean, that's if I was to fix it. I mean, I would probably. I think you'd be happier because with Windows, does that thing even have Windows 10 if it's 6 or 7 years old?
Yes, this one is originally a Windows 7 when I purchased it, and then when I updated to Windows 10,
that tells me a lot. Yeah, anything that came with Windows 7, I would recommend taking your efforts and putting it towards a more modern machine. That's just going to be in your best interest because that thing's on borrowed time. If you pay me a couple $100 to fix that machine, it's going to fail in the sooner, less time than you probably want because you're going to want a reliable machine for the next several years.
You're right. So you mean even I bring this back, it's not going to be reliable. It could have this happen again or something.
Yeah, and I haven't even properly asked you what you want to do with the machine, but I'm already telling you if it's an older machine and it sort of functions for what you need it to do, then you're probably going to be okay just spending $600 or $700. And I'm going to be confident that that's probably going to be more hardware than needed. Otherwise, if I shove a bunch of technical jargon in your face, that's going to be overwhelming. If I already know what you're going to get for $600 or $700, then I think we're okay. But again, if you want to go window shopping, I'll hang out with you for 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll check out Amazon so that you can see what your options are.
Oh, okay. You're located in ECH? Or?
Yeah, in Redondo, just north of Nob Hill.
Oh, north Nob Hill. Oh, Nob Hill? Okay. Okay, comments like, okay, I got it. So, okay, so I can bring my laptop to you.
Yes.
The thing is, I think I didn't. I thought OneDrive automatically back up everything, but I think it didn't. I thought so.
Right. And then I can train you in setting up a new machine. These days, it can all happen in the cloud. I can train you on how to back up properly as part of the setup of a new computer if you were to go that direction.
So it will be you would still recommend me to get a new one, and you can set up a cloud stuff.
Yes, I think we'll both be happier because I'd rather you have new, reliable hardware rather than me getting paid on an old clunker that's going to have other issues in the near future.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. But if you want to have me look at it, go ahead. Go ahead.
So go on. No, you do.
No, I'm gonna. If you want to have a chat in person so that I could even be more confident about what's going on, I'll look at it for 5 or 10 minutes in person and confirm what the issue is.
Because before this updated was things looking okay.
So it's a mechanical device, and doing that update is hardware intensive. So you worked it out. It's almost like having an old car with a lot of miles. Then you give it to the 16-year-old in the family, and of course they're going to drive it hard. And then that's when the old car starts to break down. So it got worked out real hard, and it was on its last leg, and that update forced that drive into a high-performance mode, and it failed.
Because I very often refuse those update, and they just would eventually automatically update it themselves, and they kind of force the update. So I try to block it, but it's not very successful. I should do some setting and try to block it. But it didn't work that well because as those machines on, it seems like it would automatically so even when I put it in sleep mode, it would go ahead and just redo the update it. I don't know why.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just
No, I'm
outdated,
thinking. Yeah, the updates are going to work out an older machine. Well, a newer machine will get worked out hard too. But essentially, it's basically working out. When you do the updates, it's asking a lot of effort on the machine.
That's yes. I think as long as you update it, it couldn't be undone because I tried to uninstall it, but it didn't work. So
Right.
And I also I couldn't get into the safe mode either. I tried
Yep.
to. I think this Pavilion is pressing F8, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
Pressing F8, trying to get safe
The more
mode.
the more we speak, the more confident I am that your hard drive is failing.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, is it possible I can get the data in my hard drive out?
Like I said, I could make an attempt, but I can't promise that.
How much will it cost me for you to help me with that?
I have a flat rate of $100 for that. Plus, I could sell you, or you can bring me either a healthy computer, or a USB hard drive, or I can sell you that USB hard drive.
Oh,
Or
you can help me, but
Go ahead.
You can help me, but I have to provide you a new computer and a USB hard drive.
Or I could sell you a USB hard drive. Yes.
Oh, okay. What's the size of the hard drive has to be?
I don't know how much stuff you have, but I can tell you with the age of the machine, it's probably not more than a gigabyte or a terabyte, which means it's only a $50 USB hard drive. It's a terabyte.
Well, 1 terabyte. Okay.
Yeah, which is likely a big. You
1
probably only have a 500 gigabyte hard drive in that machine, given its age.
Yeah, it's bought in 2014.
Right.
And the Christmas, and I started using in 2015, January or somewhere in there. And it was a touch panel once. I like it a lot, and it's HP
Right.
Pavilion, and it's Intel. It's Intel's chip, and it's i5 Core i5. Yeah.
Right.
So it's pretty old, I guess. And
But I'll be
I think
here.
I have another. Okay,
Go ahead.
$100. So I have to. This $100, I have to. But I have to buy I have to go out and get a new computer first, and I have to buy a USB take it to you.
I would recommend. I could sell you the hard drive. You don't necessarily need to go shopping for a hard drive, but yeah, otherwise you're probably going to be best off with a new computer rather than putting efforts into this old machine. Yeah.
Yes, I think that I understand, and I think I totally agree with that part. I think it's time to get a new computer, really.
Yeah, I tell
And
people.
the second thing is,
I tell people to budget for a new machine after 5 or 6 years.
start budgeting it. Okay, 5 to 6.
Yeah.
So don't worry about picking up some old machine to try to revive them because.
Yeah, it's not like an old car. Even an old car, it makes sense. If you have an old 20-year-old car, sometimes it makes sense to fix. But with a computer, it's not the same animal. It's a different beast because the computer that's that old doesn't run the latest software. That's the other argument for upgrading every 5 or 6 years. Because even if that thing is in perfect condition, it's not going to run the newest version of Windows.
Yeah, usually they will. You didn't put any app on it, didn't put any app update on it. It will still work, but it will be super slow. Very, very slow.
It'll be slow, but it also won't run the latest software, which you need to be secure.
Okay. It means safety issue, like firewall things.
Well, you need the latest version of Windows to be secure. Even Apple, if we were talking about an Apple computer, 5 or 6 years is also the oldest hardware that will take the newest software.
Apple. So would you? Because my mom said, advise me to get an Apple. Like.
No, that's a different animal. That's a different animal. If you want to get an Apple, you should be able to articulate exactly why you want to go that way. I wouldn't recommend getting an Apple just because you want to try something different. There's probably a technical reason. I would recommend that you have a technical reason to go that direction.
Because the reason a lot of people say Apple's computer doesn't do this kind of blue screen death like I have to face. Sometimes.
I think she's talking about a hard drive.
Well, there's a good reason to have Apple. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. That's what they mean. They say Apple doesn't give them that much trouble after up. A lot of people complain after updating Windows updating. It always gives computers some problem like hiccup or something. But Apple doesn't give you that or something like that. That's
No,
what
no,
I've been
they
told
haven't.
by a
No,
lot of Apple.
Apple's have their own issues. They're just a little bit. The issues that Apple's have are just a little bit different, and their hardware is not that much more reliable either.
Oh, okay. So you will advise me to get a Windows system still. But
Well,
currently
it-
it's Windows 11 or 10, right?
No. Well,
Windows.
technically, Windows 10 is still valid for another couple of years, but Windows 11 will not run on that Windows 7 computer.
So I have to, in order to transfer the stuff to the new computer, I have to get a 10, not 11. Unless I
No,
just
no,
want
no. That's
them
not
to-
that's not what I meant. No, I'm just saying you won't be able to take the latest software on that machine. Your data will work on any computer that you choose, so you won't go wrong that way. We can put your data on any computer.
But you recommend a healthy new computer, not an old computer. You
Correct.
have to be put on a new.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Windows, you recommend Windows 10 instead of 11?
No, I don't think a
Buy a
brand
new
new
one?
if you buy a new one, I'm not even sure you can still get Windows 10. I think we're all going to be stuck because Windows 11 at this point is over a year old. So I think anything you buy is going to have 11. But you'll be fine. You'll be able to run all your old stuff. That's what you're worried about.
You think I won't be able to buy anything is run on Windows 10 anymore? It has to be 11.
Well,
It's on the
Windows-
market, 11.
Yeah, correct. The current market only has 11.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I don't think you can buy a
Yeah.
Windows 10
Last time
machine.
my neighbors go out to buy, I don't know why, she can still have access to Windows 8. I was like, oh, really? I thought
Oh.
it was selling Windows 10.
It'll still function, but you don't get the latest updates, which means it's not secure, and your likelihood of viruses is higher.
All right. Oh, okay. So,
Yeah,
now
that's why you-
another
Go ahead.
Apple support always say, okay, Apple has less virus stuff. They
No,
they don't
not
have
in
that
the old days.
much
20 years
virus
ago, that was the
infection.
case. 20 years ago, Apple used to be more secure. But these days, that's not the case. You can get viruses and malware on an Apple also.
Oh, okay. So you recommend me to go buy Windows 11 right now and buy a USB 1 terabyte, and I bring my old laptop, new laptop, and 1 USB terabyte, and get the money, and also pay you, and you can try to transfer the hardware to the new one.
Exactly. Very good.
That's
Yes.
what. Got it. Okay,
That's what I
recommend that.
recommend.
All
Yeah.
right, that's great. And your flat fee is 100, so it could be higher. It takes longer
Well,
time.
That would be the transfer data. I charge a flat rate of $150. Basically, I charge $100 to set up a computer, but I charge an extra $50 to handle your data, which means it would be $100 if I can't get your data.
If data got transferred, it will be $50 on top of it. If it didn't get transferred, then it just
Yeah,
100.
basically.
There we
But
go.
if I only did
She
data,
got it.
like if you were going to not replace your computer, I have a flat rate, basically a minimum of $100 for transferring your data. So you can either bring me a drive.
So
Go ahead.
a drive, a hard drive. What do you mean, a hard drive? or
Yeah,
something?
a USB drive. Correct.
What USB drive? Just to transfer data. Is it
Yeah.
possible I ask you to transfer data and then later on I go buy Windows
Yes.
11? Right.
Yeah, you could do that
I
later.
don't know.
Yeah, if you don't necessarily want to spend the money or if you want to think about what you want to get, sure, you can have the date.
I want to have time. Maybe I want to have time to shop a little bit.
Right.
I
That's
know
fine.
what you give me direction. I want to go for Windows 11 now. I know.
Sure.
Windows
Yeah, we're kind of stuck that
I don't
direction,
know why.
but yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. So, did you say if it is just freshly shut down, you should be able to get the data out, no problem, right? Yes.
Well, I can't promise that, but it's behaving like it
50%
should. I mean,
chance.
it's almost like a tire with a pinhole leak. That's not the best analogy, but it means based on how you described its failure, there's I'm just going to say 50-50 chance of me getting your data. And of course, I actually don't charge if I don't have a success because I'm going to know really quick if I'm not successful.
Yeah, got it. Okay, I'll go buy a USB Tera. And what's your hours so I can? Do you know Christmas time you're off, right? I just want to know your birthday.
Yeah, I have normal hours of like 10 to 6 throughout the week, and then I don't work Sundays. And it's just me, so call first before you head over to make sure I'm available. If I do a house call and you show up at the door, we're both going to get frustrated.
Okay, so it's 10 to 6 every
Yeah.
day, but Sunday. But Sunday.
Correct.
How about the Christmas? Because Christmas 25th, 26th.
Well, 25th I'll be off, but the 26th I'll be working. I'm just going to take Christmas off, whatever the 25th is.
So you work on 26, 27,
Correct.
28, 29.
Correct,
Fine.
yes.
Okay. If I do buy a USB drive, do you recommend any good brand?
No, because it's only a $50 part. You're not really worried about quality.
You mean the USB drive? It doesn't
Yeah,
have to be
anything
a
else?
fancy one.
Correct. If it's $50, it's going to be $50 regardless of who you buy it from, and the performance is going to be identical across the board.
Okay, so if any kind of USB drive I can get is 1 tera. That's it. That's good.
Yeah, not a thumb drive, a USB hard drive. That is a different thing.
Wait a minute. Oh, USB hard drive is not USB drive.
Thumb drive is different.
Yeah.
A USB thumb drive is not what you want. A USB hard drive is what you want.
Yeah, thumb drive is cheaper and slower.
Oh, so it's hard drive. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, mainly that's a
Yes.
slower
Got it.
technology.
yeah.
Okay, got it. I'll go. So this one will cost me about $50 too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for 1 terabyte.
Correct.
Okay, got it. I got it. All right. So
Got it.
I'll go out shop this and I'll contact you 10 to 6 I'll call first. So call
Perfect.
first.
Perfect.
Awesome. To make an appointment.
Thank you very much.
And do you,
Thank you
you
very much.
accept you accept the credit card or you?
Yeah, I
just
do. I
check?
do. Yes. I do, either way.
You do
Yes.
check credit card and check. Okay,
Yes.
good. So either way. Awesome. Nice to talk to you. You're over in North
Thank you.
Hill and PC North Hill at UPCH stuff. And
Exactly, yes.
Office.
Yes.
Okay. I think online I can find it on my phone. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
Have a great rest of your day.
It'll be. Thank you. You too.
No problem.
Bye.
Bye.
Got that call. Bye.
No problem.
Bye.
All right, there you go. My name is Chris. I am the South Bay Tech Guru, and that was a recorded phone call. That is a typical phone call I interact with. Oftentimes, I will have my phone plugged into the mixer, and I'll let you listen in live. But that was a recorded call I had just earlier today. Obviously, these conversations can be of value to everyone, so I encourage you to show up, say hi in the chat, or if you catch me live, or even if I'm not live, call the 855-434-8787. Obviously, I do record my phone calls. I might take that in-depth conversation and air it later, just like I did right here. 855-434-8787.